Welcome to a special end of the Sabbath coffee and ranting and arting with yours truly, Adrian H. Dragon who died during COVID and is being reborn as yours truly, Adrian Hana. Dragon. Gonna be letting my main out for this one. We're gonna go into a special cup of coffee as these 37-hour, 49-minute, 42-second Sabbath ends. Almost 38 hours, almost 38 hours Sabbath of the dancing goddess, dragon, and phoenix people's body Sabbath. For the recreation, rejuvenation, and pleasure of the dancing goddess and the dragon and the phoenix youth, but not only, primarily, but not only for the youth. Just gonna stir up a little bit of the coffee. Stir my coffee. But the motto of the dancing goddess empire, which is one with the dragon empire under the sun, under the stars on earth, complementary covenant, cooperative missions, vision, and philosophies, pertaining world peace, international justice, global freedom, and universal love, by creating two institutions, universal institutions of the International Integrated Dance League, integrated now being all ALL, gender, age, sexual orientation inclusive, all ages, all genders, all sexual orientation, non-sectarian, cooperative dance league, aka the Dancing Goddess Army, which will have as mission to organize mass dancing events, local, national, international, for the mass cleaning of the oceans, waterways, rivers, forests, and mass financing solar, hydro, and electric and alternative power sources. Complementary with the International Citizen Integrated Social Security Force, aka the Dragon Army, which will have its mission, vision, and philosophy to secure the three elements of civilization: food, housing, and transport for all by public-private partnership. These two institutions to be created, fused, absorbing all existing public and private institutions by a creation of a global central bank to issue a universal unit of exchange in parallel with existing currencies, units of exchange, monies of the world, by what I call my theory formulated, created in this Hawk Island, Montreal. Struggled, chronic illness, financial precariousness, loneliness, addiction. This island and pain, physical pain, emotional pain, crossed the great desert, and it's been many years in these streets, and the libraries of the city became my second home, and the books, thousands of books, tens of thousands of books, became my friends. Yours truly, and created this theory after studied a little bit and can learn every day. I'm learning. Got the vaccine today. The COVID vax, this post-COVID vax. So anyways, after I've studied, learned, I've written this financial theory called debt refusion theory to be put into practice, basically taking all ALL existing public and private debt. My private debt is, let's say, X. And there's X1, X2, and there's tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, millions, hundreds of millions of X's, private individual citizens of different countries who are, of course, who have different levels and different levels of debts. My debt is 10,000, although it's less because I've gotten $358 from the tax returns. I've paid $156 off the debt. So it's a little bit less than 10,000. So taking all existing private and public debt, so private debt is x, and then x plus 1 plus, let's say if I'm x1, a friend, oftentimes teacher, the one I love and call sister, who's to that trinity of sister, friend, and teacher, adds a fourth dimension to being for the moment my one and only financial sponsor, providing me cleaner water. Filters, that is, buying filters so I can drink cleaner, healthier, pure filtered water, and by de facto coffee. This coffee was made, created, and produced by the dance of the goddess with her brother the sun, harvested by one of my brothers and sisters in the world, in Africa or Latin America or Europe. As all the motto of the dancing goddess empire goes, all ALL fruits, vegetables, and legumes are created, made, and produced by the dance of the forgotten goddess with her brother the sun, and harvested by our brothers and sisters, farmers somewhere in the world, for us to build, maintain, or upgrade civilization. So back to the debt refusion, taking all debt, LL public and private debt. My private is X1, it's 10,000, and all the X's, X hundreds of millions of people in debt. Take X1 plus X2 plus X3, taking the total of that, and Y, the letter Y is to be the public debt, such as the municipality of Montreal, now known as Hawk Island, Canada, US, Germany, Israel, and countries, states around the world have debt to the IMF, National World Bank, and other financial institutions and global financial systems, taking all existing public and private debt, refusing it, not canceling, not annulling it, and creating a global central bank to issue a universal unit of exchange by what I call digital and biometrics. The hand, the eye, and the voice are unique biometric identifiers to issue that universal currency of exchange, and create the two aforementioned institutions. The International Integrated Dance League, the Dancing Goddess Army, to whose mission will be to attain, strive for attainment of harmony between civilization and nature by concrete actions of the cleaning of the oceans, rivers, waterways, lakes, forests, and complementary with mass financing hydroelectric and solar power. Of course, dancing for pleasure, joy, ecstasy of the dancing goddess and the dragon empire and the phoenix youth, not only, of course, for recreation and rejuvenation. A complementary cooperative covenant with the dragon army, officially titled the International Integrated Citizen Integrated Social Security Force, to be an institution, a new global security force, integrated from all willingly living citizens. My 1% doctrine of citizens from Canada, US, our allies throughout the Americas, North, Central, and South, with NATO, North Atlantic Treaty Organization countries first, allowing 1% of adult population to be infused with this new global force institution and army from all existing public and private security forces, police forces, and armed forces, will have the main purpose mission to secure the three elements of civilization: food, housing, and transport for all. Once we have those three elements secure, we'll be ready if COVID mutates, variants hit us hard, or another waves. Or of course, humanity as a whole will be ready for the next pandemic or for the next major crisis on a global scale, such as the COVID-19 Health and Financial Crisis was by the Dragon Army. We will be able to address COVID mutates variants by securing those three elements of civilization, and afterwards, after securing those, we can encourage people to work out, train, exercise, volunteer, do community work, encourage others to work out, and of course keep the hygienic protocols in public I have a public responsibility and duty. So in the public domain of the dragon and the dancing goddess empire, local, national, international, to encourage people to, when they go in a place, public place, whether XYZ, to retrieve items or to retrieve food, items or goods. They go in to wash hands, when they go out to wash hands. In the public domain, the public citizen responsibility, we can encourage people to work out, train, want to see dancing and exercising and dancing and loving. And yeah, we can get dirty, but we gotta get back clean, because if we stay filthy, breathe disease, germs, microbes. So we can get dirty, but we gotta get back clean. Truly yours. After COVID, just got my shot about 93 minutes ago. Feeling a little bit I'll see, monitor my symptoms. Tomorrow I'm just gonna rest all day and clean this room, office, and temple again. Purify, clean this room, office, and temple. See how I feel, and got some stuff I'm gonna donate to the second-hand store where I've retrieved and I bought in the past years many of my clothing, such as this t-shirt that I'm wearing now. Let's see. So second bought t-shirt with inscriptions, Hebrew letter inscriptions on it, that I bought it about 2 years ago. So at a second-hand store. Got the job today. There were some people waiting. Didn't wait much. I had an appointment, so it was by appointment. There were time slots. I got the Pfizer vaccine in the left arm and the Providence parallel. Providential parallel paradox, of course, of COVID-19, resembling the scenario which I've created, of course, in October 2019, as was alarmed by what's going on in the world as a world peace advocate and independent artist, activist, and athlete. And I've created a World War III scenario, of course, which in an eerie, providential, paradoxical, and parallel way resembles the COVID-19 Health and Financial Crisis and predates it by about 93 days or so. Now, my Trinity on COVID has not, will not, and has not changed. My Trinity on COVID is this. First and foremost, I believe it was snakes. I don't know, I guess, first and foremost. I don't know what caused COVID. Second, I believe it was snakes to human beings. And third, since I don't know for sure, and my belief that snakes transmitted to human beings or another animal is not 100% confirmed, cannot rule out another possibility. Whatever that possibility is, XYZ factors, bioweapon, accident gone wrong, experiment gone wrong. That's my Trinity on COVID. But what I do know 100% without a doubt is that in October 2019, I've created a scenario to go hand in hand with the COVID-19 Health and Financial Crisis, and predates the COVID Health and Financial Crisis by about 93 days. Resembles it not in the exact same manner, although what can be similar is that in my scenario there was a stock market crash, and due to COVID a stock market crash occurred starting February 20 until April 7th, of course, and it still has repercussions, of course. Economy still recovers, still repression. That is recession, not repression, recession and depressions in different countries, different regions of the world economy, global financial system. So in a new way, also paradoxical, providential, and parallel way, my scenario resembled the COVID-19 health and financial crises. And thus, since my scenario was envisioning, it was a World War III scenario, was envisioning the creation of an institution from a willingly loving citizen and global security force to be created as a World War III, an alliance Paradoxically, in a parallel providential way, after COVID hit, about 93 days later, after my first session of the what's called officially the General War Integrated Total Body Training System, aka the 300 workout, designed to go hand in hand with the World War III scenario, which I've before mentioned. 93 days later, COVID hit. Paradoxically, providential parallel way, of course, since July 24th, because my scenario envisioned the solution, the creation of that institution, the International Citizen Integrated Social Security Force, to be called officially titled the Dragon Army. Secure food, housing, and transport for all, and then encourage people to work out, train, volunteer, exercise, keep hygienic in public, ensure the public health and hygienic protocols throughout the public domain of the Dancing Goddess and the Dragon Empire. I don't know what caused COVID. I believe it's snakes. Since I don't know for sure, my belief in snakes, 100% confirmed, cannot rule out another possibility. But what I do know, without a doubt, 100%, is that before COVID, 93 days, yours truly, world peace advocate, independent artist, athlete, and activist, started a new workout training program, began, created, designed, and made to go hand in hand with a World War III scenario, which in a nearly paradoxical providential way resembles the COVID-19 Health and Financial Crisis. And since in my scenario had the solution to World War III in many ways, a neutral, offensive, and defensive capability, creation of a citizen integrated global security force to have neutral, offensive, and defensive capabilities. That's what I'm calling for in real life. There's much detail to it, much more to it, protocols and plans and projects. But nonetheless, I'm discussing it more because last week it was in the news that it was calling for reinvestigation, and there's more credible information that it actually the coronavirus COVID-19 virus was leaked out of a laboratory, virology research laboratory in Wuhan, the Wuhan Institute of Virology, since there were supposedly 3 researchers, workers at the institute who fell ill, critically ill. They had to be hospitalized in November 2019. November 2019. And there's call for investigation. Biden administration, Biden said 3 months, 90 days to push them. And I'm of course openly willing and have been collaborating in different matters of national and international security with Canadian security institutions, specifically with some matters of terrorism, which I'm glad that they took some action in regards to that whole situation, is which I'm not going to discuss. But of course, I don't know for sure. I believe it was snakes to human beings, but since I don't know for sure, I cannot rule out another possibility. Although I believe it was, first and foremost, let's say I don't know what caused COVID. I believe it was transmitted from snakes to human beings, although some people believe bats, other animals. But since I don't know, and my belief that snakes transmitted to human beings is now 100% confirmed, and there's a doubt, thus, I cannot rule out another possibility, another explanation, XYZ, whether an accident in a laboratory, an experiment gone wrong, or an actual bioweapon. That's my trinity on COVID. A fourth dimension to that trinity, what do know 100% without a doubt, is that before COVID, yours truly world peace advocate, still am a world peace advocate, via the mission, vision, and philosophy of the dancing goddess and the dragon empire. But what I do know for sure is that before COVID, 93 days before, I've created a new workout training program, which was designed, created, made to go hand in hand with a World War III scenario, which in a nearly paradoxical way resembles the COVID-19 Health and Financial Crisis, and paradoxically in a providential and parallel way, since in my scenario, World War III scenario, was envisioning a new institution being created due to that emergency situation, basically mobilizing 1% citizens of NATO, North Atlantic Treaty Organization, North America, Western Europe, with Israel allies in Israel, and of course extending the hand of the Americas and Africa and Middle East for world peace. But in my scenario was NATO-based countries, so Canada, US, Germany, the 30 countries in NATO that are in NATO. Well, Germany, Italy, France, Austria, Hungary, the NATO country, North Atlantic Treaty Organization's country, there are 30 countries in NATO. So that was in the scenario. So the scenario was, the World War III scenario was this. There was a stock market crash called the Black Halloween, which in real life occurred later. But let me say, comment this is important. So first and foremost, as a world peace advocate, I began the scenario, but also as an independent local, national, international security researcher, student, scholar of history, military history, geopolitics, politics. So I based this scenario on real geopolitical events which had transpired up to that moment in time. October 2019. The first session of my General War Integrated Total Body Training System was October 17, 2019. I've done 182 sessions of that same workout up to this moment in time. And anybody willingly living to become a soldier, peacekeeper of the Dragon Empire and join the Dragon Army, one can be a citizen, an ally, a supporter, a subject without being a dragon. But the motto of the dragon is, of course, nobody is born a dragon. You become one. Just like myself with a surname Dragon. It took blood, sweat, and tears, and thousands of push-ups, thousands of squats, thousands of hawks, millions of marching steps in this hawk island, in this concrete metropolis, in this island, in steel toe boots to become Dragon Zero, founder of the Dragon Empire. And everybody willingly loving to member of the Dragon Army must be able to do. That's the examination. Become a soldier, peacekeeper of the Dragon Army. You must be able to do the General War Integrated Total Body Training System. Within the rules, these are the rules of the General War Integrated Total Body Training System, aka the 300 workout. You must do 100 push-ups, 100 hacks, 100 squats. Again, you must do 100 push-ups, 100 hacks, and 100 squats. 100 for the Trinity. Trinity is squats, push-ups, and hacks, 100 repetitions each. You got 93 minutes to complete it, to do it. A maximum of 13 repetitions per set, a minimum of 3. So when you mark to count to get to 100, there's a maximum of 13. You cannot do more. You can do more, 15, 14, 20. But you mark for the count to add it up to 100. It's maximum 13 and minimum 3. Those two numbers go together. 13 and 3, 13, 3, 13, 3. Think about it as a chapter and a verse in a book, maybe. That it's so easy for you to keep those numbers in mind. And then there's no pause. Once you start the 93-minute clock, and I'm looking for volunteers to build the General War Integrated Total Body Training System app, aka the 300 workout, Dragon Workout app. You got 93 minutes. Tick. Once you start marching, jogging, walking fast pace, and then you do the warm up a bit. I suggest at the beginning. And then you do 100 push-ups, 100 squats, 100 hawks. There's no regimented order. I'm not a dictator, I'm not a fascist, I'm not a communist. I'm yours truly, Adrian H. Dragon Androgynous, pansexual founder of the Dancing Goddess and the Dragon Empire. See the red dragon flag emblem there, the Dancing Goddess. Goddess, the priestess of the goddess that's surrounded in the back of the sun. The emblem is there in the back. It's basically a ballerina like woman, dancer. It's at the same size as the sun. She could be seen as the moon, illuminated in many ways and made also represent of the the equality recognition of our sisters, lovers, friends, mothers, daughters, the ones, the priestesses that were chased out of the temples of the goddess by those self-sufficient council of bearded fools. Anyhow, so those are the rules again. You got 93 minutes to do 100 push-ups, 100 squats, 100 hawks. Maximum 13 reps per set, minimum 3, so you can do anywhere in between. I'm comfortable with 10. I like 10 times 10 is 100. Doing reps at 10, 10 sets, 10 reps. And so I'm comfortable with that. I'm just gonna start rolling myself a joint for world peace on this book by my father. But nobody's born a dragon. Not even if I got a surname dragon. That is the motto. And it represents a non-sectarian doctrine calling on all humanity, all to join me in this quest. Yours truly, Adrian H. Dragon Rebirthing as yours truly, Adrian Hana Dragon. Androgynous, founder of the Dancing Goddess and the Dragon Empire. For world peace, international justice, global security, universal love. Make a new race. You can be an ally, supporter, citizen, subject. You want to be a dragon? Nobody's born a dragon. You got to do the General War Integrated Total Body Training System. General War Integrated Total Body Training System. Those 7 words, also known as the 300 workout. These are the rules of the 300. You got to do 100 push-ups, 100 squats, 100 hawks. You got 93 minutes. Once you start the clock, you start marching, jogging, walking fast pace. Maximum of 13 reps per set with the squats, push-up, or hawks in whatever order you complete them. Maximum 13, minimum 3. Those two numbers go together. 13 and 3. There's some good legal. The numbers go together. Hybrid legal. Helps me with my muscle. And after working out, training, exercising, I'm sore and gotta admit I'm in debt and precarious work. And still waiting for that first commission, the message to commission a dance, workout, or other video. Yours truly, that first commission. Many ways, my friend, oftentimes teacher, the one I love and call sister, and to that trinity of sister, friend, teacher, she, one that's my woman, my one and only financial sponsor. I'm still waiting for that first commission, that first donation via PayPal. Here you go, Adrian Hana Dragon, you crazy, retarded ass. Here's $1. But my rent is paid. Pay rent again in a few days. food to survive a few more weeks. Save for the food I got. Expecting $740 from the government of Canada. Thank you to the people and the veterans and workers who provided us social safety net so that this millennial, world's greatest living dancing millennial poet can survive by getting a check and not being forced to knock at the door. Hey, you got food in there? Give us some food. Fall back into a life of crime and illicit activities and all that. Once we have those three elements secured by the Dragon Army, food, housing, and transport, we'll reduce crime. We'll encourage people to work out, train, volunteer, do community work, and reward them and encourage them socially thereof. Incentives. Encourage people to get clean, to hygiene, to make love in the public domain of the dancing goddess and the dragon empire for citizens, allies, subjects, the dragon and the dancing goddess armies. To make love, exercise, share, do etc 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 etc. So the rules are the 300 again. Got 93 minutes to do 100 push-ups, 100 squats, 100 hocks. Maximum 13 reps per set, minimum 3. But there's no pause in between each set. Once you start the 93-minute clock, you jog, run, walk fast pace, and marching steps. Been doing marching steps. Keep in mind it was created to go, and it is for de facto the creation of the Dragon Army, examination and keeping of fitness and increasing in natural strength and agility and fitness to be able to have offensive, defensive, and neutral capabilities of the Dragon Army. Keep in mind, of course, that it was created to go hand in hand with that scenario. So you gotta do this. This is the rules. 93 minutes to do 100 push-ups, 100 squats, 100 hocks. Maximum 13 reps, minimum 3 per set. You can do anywhere in between 7, 10, 9. But in between each set, so let's say you do 13 push-ups, there's a minimum requirement of 31 seconds. Marching, jogging, walking fast pacing between each set. Whether you do 13 push-ups or 3 squats as a set, or play 13, 3 and then 7, 6, 5 and then 13, 3, whatever. Combination is between maximum 13 and minimum 3 or anywhere in between. Repetitions per set. You gotta march, jog, walk, run, march, fast pace, walking or etc. 31-second minimum in between each set. So there's no pause. If you stop 5 seconds, you gotta start again. That's not the 300. This is the general war integrated total body training system. These are the rules. You got 93 minutes to complete 100 push-ups, 100 squats, 100 hocks, maximum 13 repetitions per set, minimum 3 or anywhere in between. Between each set, whether you do push-ups, squats, or hocks, you gotta march, jog, walk fast pace a minimum 31 seconds. In theory, there's no maximum. You can do 13 push-ups, run for 13 minutes, do 3 squats, run for 3, then do 7 hocks, march for 7 minutes. But you got 93 minutes. So you can also play with how you feel, your mood, or you want to increase in cardio, you want to lose weight, then you're going to increase in cardio. You're going to march, instead of marching 31 seconds the minimum, you're going to march, let's say 3 minutes in between each sets. What do you do? Whatever. On the 93 minutes you do. I'm averaging about an hour, 1 hour, 1 hour for every general war integrated body training system now. I did as low as 37 minutes and 48 seconds and as high as 77 minutes. But now I'm averaging about an hour. But I did as low when I was in the time within the rules, 37 minutes and 48 seconds. Because within the rules, you can't in theory go less than 31 minutes or so. within the rules. If you do the 31 seconds minimum marching and you do the maximum 13, still about 31 minutes the lowest. Maybe if you do 13 for each, the maximum amount allotted, you could probably pull it off maybe 25 minutes, but I have never done it. At the 13, I'm gonna have to do it to see, but you can calculate mathematically, right? Because 13, what? 13 times 6 is 3 times 6 is 18, 6 78, so 3 times 7 that's 70, then 91. So you can do 7 sets of 13 reps, 7 sets of 13 reps, so that's 7 times 31 seconds. That's already 6 minutes, 7 minutes, plus 7, 21 minutes, yeah. If you do maximum 13 reps, and then you would have to do a rep set of 9 rep to get it, because, right, to do the calculation. So if you do maximum 13 times 7 is 91. So if you do the maximum allowed for each is 91. 7 times 13 is 91. So you have to do 7 reps, 7 sets of 13 reps, 7 sets of 13 reps, 7 sets of 13 reps for each. So that gives you 91, and then you would have to do 1 set for 9 reps. So that's 8 sets that you can do if you do it within 13 max. 8 for each. So since it's squats, push-ups, and hawks, it would have to be times 3, right? So that's 24. So 24 times 31 seconds, right? So that's 13 minutes. But it also takes time to do all the sets. So in theory, you could pull it around 25 minutes, I would say. I don't recommend it, but in theory, the minimum would be something like that, right? Because 13 maximum times 7 is 91, and you got to do 100, right, reps total, and maximum with the sets can be different depending on how many reps per set do you do. I'm doing 10, so 10 times 10 is easy count, right? So you would 91, that is 9, 100 minus 91 is 9, so you have to do a set of 9 reps. So that's 8 total reps, the minimum sets to get to 100. 13 times 7 and 1 of 9, right? But there's 3 squats, push-ups, and hawks, so times 3. So total, you have to do 24 total sets if you do the maximum 13 repetitions per set allowed, right? So that 24, and then in between you gotta march, jog, walk, fast pace, a minimum of 31 seconds. So since 31 seconds is about half a minute, let's just divide this by 2. 12, and since there's 1 second, 24, let's say 13 minutes. And it also takes time to do the push-ups, the hawks. So I would say in theory you could do it 22 minutes, 20 minutes maybe, the workout with a minimum march, jog, 31 seconds, right? And the maximum 13 reps per set. I don't recommend it, maybe to try it to see how it feels, but I do not recommend it. I recommend doing diverse. I'm doing reps at 10, 10 sets, 10 reps. That's what I'm doing, that's what I've been doing. And for the moment in time, I'm comfortable with that. Averaging about an hour to complete. Sometimes I do march, jog, walk, fast pace, 31 seconds the minimum, 37 seconds. I think I'm averaging about 42 seconds the marching. But in theory, you can march, jog 5 minutes, and then 13, 10. You got 93 minutes. Those are the rules and the examination for anybody willingly living to become a soldier peacekeeper of the Dragon Army. For world peace, international security, global freedom, universal love. I'm gonna get to roly this for world peace. Not gonna smoke in all. It's gonna be a fat, long one. But usually I smoke half, save the half for later. This is what it looks like there. So the paradox, of course, of the birth of the dancing goddess and the dragon empire, they go hand in hand. One empire are the dancing goddess and the dragon under the sun, under the stars, on the moon, on earth. It's complementary, cooperative, covenant missions, visions, and philosophies of world peace, global freedom, international justice, and universal love by the two aforementioned institutions to be created by a global central bank to issue universal currency of exchange. By the Phoenix People's Party, the anti-war, anti-poverty, anti-racism, universal love, non-sectarian global party. This was the scenario that was made, created to go hand in hand with what's officially called the General War Integrated Total Body Training System, those 7 words translated as, or simply known as the 300 workout. Let's go back in time, back to October 2019. Yours truly, world peace advocate, Adrian H. Dragon, still Adrian H. That point in time, although I've been repressing my homosexuality, bisexuality, and femininity, and my womanhood, my androgynous being for more than 13.3 years, and just years ago came out of the closet and was open about being bisexual, homosexual, pansexual, and of course, Adrian is Hana. Adrian H. Dragon, independent artist, activist, athlete, and what's the fourth dimension to the AAA athlete, artist, and activist, being a world peace advocate. Was alarmed by what was going on in the world. I was saying Donald Trump is putting us on the path to World War III. What's going on? Granddaddy Trump, silver spoon born, still challenging him on to a boxing match on the Canadian-US border to fight me for world peace. The Trump administration started a trade war with China, imposing tariffs on more than 650 billion worth of goods from China. And I'm still calling for the re-establishment of cordial, mutually beneficial, and friendly relations with China. But I always said if I would have been Xi Jinping, the leader of China, I would have taken this act of imposing tariffs on more than 650 billion goods of 10, 15, 20, 30% respectively, and let's say an average of 13.3 would be more than 70 billion just in tariffs, right, on 650 billion worth of annual imported goods from China to the US. The tariffs of 650 billion. 1 billion has 901 billion, my brothers and sisters. Is 1,000 million. I was discussing with a lot of people back then. I remember some people, I was saying 100 million. I said, no. 1 billion has 9 zeros, is 1,000 million, right? A million has 6 zeros, a billion has 9. So 1 billion is 1,000 million, right? I always said since this day and why, if I would have been a billionaire, I would have mass financed my brothers and sisters to work out, exercise, train, which has been, is, and will continue to be medicine of choice and therapy for yours truly. Adrian H. Dragonborn was born in poverty, struggled, single parenthood. I'm on my own for many years. I have a friend who's oftentimes a teacher, the one I love and call sister. She's my sister, basically, the only family I got. And if I die of COVID, if I die from this vaccine now, this, I want her anonymous. She's fourth dimension, my one and only financial sponsor, to take over and be the commanding general, leader, high priestess, general commander the dancing goddess and the dragon emperor and the phoenix people's party, that trinity to her. I live, and if I die, I don't wake up. Vaccine, tax. This, providentially, paradoxical in a parallel way, is my lotus blanket. It has lotuses on it. It's quite old. Older than me. 37. I'm not 37 yet. A while ago, this millennial. But let's say if I die, I want her anonymous. You know who she is. Friend, oftentimes teacher, the one I love and call sister, to take over general command. The dancing goddess and the dragon emperor and the phoenix people's party, the anti-war, anti-poverty, anti-racism, universal love party, and continue the mission for world peace, global freedom, international justice, and universal love. And in my name, rebirthing with every push-up, every squat, every marching step, every dancing move, every coffee bean, every breath that I take from the trees, those green leaves, and the trees are just the hairs of the goddess that dances with her brother the sun. And then it's every sun ray that hits my body, every starlight that I gaze upon, every moonlight that I'm struck by, every sunrise, sunset, and meal as I'm being reborn now, as I'm rolling this joint for world peace. In my name, Adrian Hana Dragon. May my allies, armies, lovers, and brothers and sisters be able to do millions of push-ups, millions of hawks, millions of squats, millions of push-ups, dancing moves, marching steps. I'm opening the bank of love, the World Bank of Love here, Adrian Hana Dragon's Bank of Love, to my allies and armies, trillions of kisses, massages. You got lotion, I'll massage, got food, we'll serve, got wine, we'll pour it, got love, we'll triple it, got love, got massage, got lotion, we'll massage, got music, we'll dance. Washing of the feet, all those willingly loving. It's what I'm offering. I'm forcing nobody. All those come to me willingly loving. Probably none. And nobody's like me but my friend, oftentimes teacher, the one I love and call sister. So back to October 2019 was the alarm at what's going on in the world. Saying in my mind is trade war. Donald Trump is setting us on a path to World War III. I've taken geopolitical factors into consideration, such as the US-China trade war, the arrest of Meng Wanzhou, an important geopolitical event which marked the beginning of the diplomatic, political, financial, and crisis between Canada and China, deterioration of Sino-Canadian, Sino-North American, and Sino-Western relations. The arrest of Meng Wanzhou was the daughter of the founder and the chief financial officer of Huawei, the big telecommunications institution, corporation, business, not a corporation in the traditional sense or in the how usually corporations are. Of Huawei, founded in '89. The daughter, Kathy Meng, she was arrested, also known as Meng Wanzhou, by the RCMP, Royal Canadian Mounted Police, to honor an extradition treaty with the USA. She was arrested. She was detained, and consequently China detained two Canadian nationals, Michael Kovrig and Michael Spavor, which marked a tit for tat. And thus the deterioration of relations between North America and China, Canada, US and China, and the world, Western world mostly, Europe. There are other historical factors such as the Pearl Harbor attack on Pearl Harbor by the Japanese Imperial Army on December 7, 1941. So taking those factors into consideration, made a workout called, officially titled General War Integrated Total Body Training System, aka 300 workout, to go hand in hand with that scenario based on what had transpired in the world up to that moment in time. Of course, I've said, I will say it, and I am saying it, that I'm still calling for the reestablishment of cordial, mutually beneficial, and friendly relations with China. I think that many of us, some of us do not fully understand China, and we have a view of China as, I believe Donald Trump had a view of China from the 60s, 70s, and 50s, from backwards, communist China state. And the paradox is, of course, that China has been able to maintain a one-party communist state, which was founded in October 1949 by Mao Zedong, communist leader, right? Communism was a big 20th century experiment or tried, and there's things in communist socialist ideology which, of course, yours truly agrees to a certain extent with, such as better wages for the people, safety measures, a social safety net, have social security partly because of the advocacy of labor unions or socialist or democratic socialist or progressive ideologies. Yours truly is a universal revolutionary centrist. As I've seen since the financial crisis in 2007, 2008, 10, which yours truly has suffered a lot and went through depression because of it. Was a worker on the front line. I'd worked for years at Sears and unloading merchandise trucks. My hours were cut 3 times, went from making overtime, cut from more than 40 to 35, then again to 30, and then to averaging 25 3 times in just a year. Hours were cut. So I was a worker on the front line, suffered from that. Many millions suffered. And I believe since then there was, at least in North America, the West, a polarization to go towards the extremes, right? The right, which is known as fascism, extreme left, which is known as more communism, which in many ways were ideologies. It's not easy, freedom, to define it, to have nature's inclinations, and I'm not a saint. I lust, I have vices, I love to smoke a little bit, agreeing from time to time. I did errors, mistakes, probably said many nasty things to the ones I love, to have a big fucking nasty fucking mouth some fucking times. I grew up hard. I was alone for many years by my solo in these mean streets. These different neighborhoods of this Hawk Island, Montreal, 3.7 million metropolis. Everybody deserves second, third, fourth chances. The benefit of the doubt you gotta give to everybody. And the thing which would minimize is a lot of this gossip that's been going on. If you like to address me directly, you don't like something, fine. 2 meters away, and I'm a universal revolutionary centrist that believe that we can concord universal revolutionary centrism by the Phoenix People's Party and the public-private partnership when we have secured the three elements of civilization: food, housing, and transport. Once you have those three secured by this institution, the Dragon Army, we can, of course, encourage people to work out, to train, to volunteer, to do community work, to learn, to engage in art, dance, creation activities, art, to wash, to get dirty, but to get back clean. In the public domain, to encourage people to work out, train, exercise, love, 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 love. Those three elements are secured within certain limits of time, etc., 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 to allow people to wander freely. The laws of freedom, balance, justice, and international security. So again, back to the scenario. Yours truly, world peace advocate, alarmed at what's transpiring in the world, saying in my heart, now Trump's putting us on a path to World War III. And I said, if I would have been Xi Jinping, leader of China, I would have taken the imposition of tariffs on more than 650 billion worth of goods as an act of commercial, financial, and business trade war, right? Which is still ongoing part of it. I don't know what caused COVID. I believe snakes. Third, I can't rule another possibility, experiment gone wrong, accident, or bioweapon. Do I do know 100%? Before COVID, about 93 days, started this workout, go hand in hand with a World War III scenario, based on the aforementioned. Trade war, arrest of Meng Wanzhou, other geopolitical factors and deterioration in wars around the world, etc., etc., etc. I've created a scenario, a new workout to go hand in hand, and to that moment in time I've lost about 55 to 60 pounds. Up to today I've lost more than 72 pounds. To October 2019 I was already about 15 months into my fitness journey, right in this room, office and temple. To that trinity of office, room, and temple was added a fourth dimension, serving as a gymnasium in the past years where I've gotten fit. Working out, training, exercising has been, is, and will be medicine of choice for yours truly. I believe it is for many since day one. I've been calling from the mass financing of thereof, especially from those financially rewarded athletes since 1984. Many athletes in Canada, US, Europe, playing soccer, football, hockey, being rewarded millions of dollars, right? Just to chase, throw a ball on an ice with a stick, with a puck, millions of dollars a year. Anyways, the scenario created to go hand in hand with my workout called General War Integrated Body Training System was this: a stock market crash called Black Halloween. So my first workout was October 17. I've done 182 so far. And the timeline of the scenario was futuristic, in a future timeline, near, not so distant future. So it's October 17th, 2 weeks in future, and then it leaps again in the future. And the scenario ends this July. And of course, there's the timeline of me performing, doing the General War Integrated Body Training System. How many sessions? The first session was October 17, 2019. I've done 182 so far. And initially I've set to do 300 of the General War Integrated Body Training System sessions. 300 sessions of the 300 workout. Because after 300, of course, you reach a plateau of development, and there's 3 phases to it. The first phase is from the first session that you do to the 100 is the birth and the growth. From the 100 to the 200, of which I'm in the middle, since I just did last Friday, 2 days ago, my 182nd is the super growth, super development, which you unleash by doing it and doing it and doing it. Developing lean, strong, natural muscle mass and increasing agility, overall strength, natural muscle with the push-ups, hard squats, and agility. And then there's this third phase from the 200th to the 300 session, which is going to be a moderate or regular growth development. And after 300, you probably reach a plateau and you have to increase or add something, a backpack or a little bit more. But until then, you can develop, grow, need muscle by these 3 simple exercises which require no equipment: push-ups, hocks, and squats. I work out all the muscles of the body from head to toe, and the fourth dimension to the trinity of push-ups, hocks, squats is the cardio, since it was designed to go hand in hand with a World War III scenario and to be the de facto workout in the fictitious scenario, and now paradoxically because of COVID in real life. Paradoxically, because of COVID in real life, I'm calling and have been calling since July 24, 2020 for the establishment of the Dragon Army from willingly living citizens to integrate and of course to secure food, housing and transport for all by a public-private partnership. Now the scenario was this, the fictitious scenario based on real geopolitical factors. A stock market crash called Black Halloween, October 31st, causes a global financial collapse 7 days later, November 6th. The global financial collapse and the stock market crash is blamed on the initiation and the beginning of the trade war by China and its allies, and the US is blamed on the US for the imposition of tariffs on more than 650 billion worth of goods. And subsequently, after this global stock market crash on the 31st of October and the global financial collapse on November 6th, 11 days later on November 17th, this is the fictitious scenario timeline, a surprise attack by China and North Korea on the North American west coast, on Canada, on Vancouver, what's known as the province of British Columbia, on Canada and the USA, and on Mexico, so North American west coast, by China and North Korea, who blames the US for the global financial collapse and the stock market crash. A surprise attack marks the beginning of World War III. Now, paradoxically, as a world peace advocate, but also somebody who has studied military history, student scholar of history, geopolitics, I'm learning things every day. I've based that scenario on the aforementioned factors and precedents, such as the Pearl Harbor surprise attack by the Japanese Imperial Army, which I can go back to my paradox on Coffee with Dragon, the paradox of the so-called American Empire's birth, which America was not a military superpower until it got, in a way, attacked. So that was the scenario. Again, I'm still calling for the reestablishment of cordial, mutually beneficial, friendly relations, Sino-Canadian, Sino-North American, Sino-Western relations. But actually, for world peace, I've begun learning Chinese, and my brothers and sisters in China who are willing to, for world peace, international security, global freedom, and universal love. The three most important words that I would say to Xi Jinping are these three words in Chinese: He, Hong, Jiu. He, Hong, Jiu. He, Hong, Jiu. Figure it out. So brothers and sisters, got my COVID vax today. I'm gonna clean my room off some temple. So it's been a Coffee with Dragon post-Sabbath special. I feel it a little bit there, pain, and I got it on. So the goddess and the phoenix. And I actually joked because I said it's gonna jab me in the. I said, when are you gonna jab me? And she said, here. I said, right in the phoenix, a phoenix tattooed. Of course, I found it. Not just the dancing goddess and the dragon empire, as yours truly is being reborn from Adrian H. Dragon into Adrian Hana Dragon, Adrian Handragon. Blood, sweat, and tears, changing that A in my surname into an O. Nobody's born a dragon, you become one, including myself. And so for world peace, Phoenix People's Party, anti-war, anti-poverty, anti-racism, pro-love, universal revolutionary centrist party, to call, to put into action and practice and doing my theory of debt refusion, taking all ALL existing private and public debt, refusing to create a global central bank to issue universal currency, universal unit of exchange by biometrics, the hand, the eye, and the voice are unique biometrics, to create and finance the two institutions of the Dancing Goddess and the Dragon Empire, cooperative, covenant, and complementary institutions of the International Integrated Dance League, calling on the NFL, National Football League, NHL, National Hockey League, MLB, Major League Baseball, NBA, National Basketball Association, and European soccer leagues. Those athletes since 1984 have been rewarded millions of dollars, and average salaries of the aforementioned patriarchal sports leagues are in the millions of dollars average. calling to them to give no less than half, 50% of all their financials to this great, not only intergenerational but integrated dance league. Anybody can dance. We can have sure great professional dancers to dance within the league, but everybody can boogie boogie on the side or within or roundabout for the mission of cleaning the oceans, the rivers, the waterways, the forests, and of course mass financing solar, hydro and electric power. General mission to attain harmony between civilization and nature. The motto of the Dancing Goddess Empire, which is one with the dragon, is all ALL fruits, vegetables, and legumes are made, created, and produced by the dance of the goddess with her brother the sun. That our brothers and sisters, farmers, harvest, and which the leaders of the free world deserve to wash their feet and kiss their hands, as they harvest the fruits of the dance of the goddess with her brother the sun. All ALL fruits, vegetables, and legumes, my brothers and sisters, farmers, harvests, for us to build, maintain, or upgrade civilization. And yours truly, Adrian Hanna. All orders given by yours truly, Adrian Hanna, Dragon Zero, to the Dancing Goddess and the Dragon Army must be obeyed. All orders will be for global freedom, international justice, world peace. I love you.